I'm Aditi Vivekanand. Before we start off, I would like to tell you what you're going to be looking at for the next 2 hours. So first, we'll be starting off with the light lampening ceremony by the founding team of Nutrify Today. And then Dr. Aditi Govitkar will be starting the award ceremony where she'll be honoring the nutraceutical journalists all around the world. And then we'll be getting to the most exciting part of the session, that is going to be the quiz, where all of you can take part in the quiz, and each person who's answering the fastest for the quiz will be getting a Fitbit Versa 2, which will be given for the every 15 minutes the question is shooted at you. So stay tuned and be with us. After that, we will be getting to the online pledge, which will again be initiated for going to be the online pledge that people all around the world are going to be taking at the same time. And I initiate all of you to come forward and take part in the pledge, spread awareness regarding responsible nutrition, and create the news about a healthier life. And after that, we'll be moving on to another exciting and awaited session of the Nutrify Today Roundtable, where you will be, it will be hosted by Eric, and you'll be able to see the live chat session between a lot of journalists where they'll be talking about various topics. And then we'll be moving forward to this session. And right now, let us start with the lighting of the lamp. And I ask Dr. Amit Srivastav to take over.
Thank you, Aditi. And hey, good morning, good afternoon, good noon, and good afternoon, and good evening to dear nutraceutical world. We are just one large family working towards a healthier world. And before we start with the program, let's do something which actually is considered pretty spiritual, lighting the lamp. In India, there's a culture of lighting a lamp before we start anything which is interesting, great. And this is going to be a lamp for good health, prosperity, being together, and of course, building the nutraceutical industry much bigger and better. It generates a lot of positive energy. It's needed as we, of course, chart our journey ahead with Nutrify Today. So I would like you to just relax and watch as we light the lamp, which would be hardly a minute of ceremony, and then we are good to go and we'll start with the program. Just hold on a second. I'm walking over to the lamp, and the camera would take care of that. There you go. I'm back. Okay, so now the time has come, and I think time to start. Today, as we complete 1 year, I just hold on a second. I just want to make sure that I'm audible, which I am now. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, I just want to share with you that Nutrify Today and Nutrify India, to be more precise, was born just few days back before the major lockdown happened last year in 2020. So just 2 weeks later, the entire country went for a lockdown. So our birth marked the beginning of lockdown. But you know what? As the lockdown period is coming to an end, we stand committed to serve the nutraceutical family of the world. And what is most interesting, that we grew tremendously throughout the long lockdown periods, multiple episodes and so on. And we could perform great during the lockdown. And I'm super excited that as lockdown is really coming to an end, hopefully, we are all set for the big show. And I look forward to inviting you for that. And we shall stand committed in the nutraceutical world by enabling and empowering responsible nutrition startups and innovators across the world by way of curated market access, finance, and knowledge. Now, it's important also for me to share that, during this lockdown, Nutrify India helped commercialize about $9 million worth of innovation for the startups across in India, as well as some startups internationally. Throughout the lockdown, we donated research funds and stipends for nutrition startups working towards COVID products. We collaborated with the University of Geetham to launch nutrition technology diploma course. And all this happened during the lockdown. The big idea of celebrating our birthday came sometime in September last year. When we thought to celebrate our birthday, we started looking for celebrating something unique. In our search for unique, we found that entire industry works together, grows together, celebrates together, but there's one stakeholder in the industry which works extensively in connecting the dots and often stays under the radar. And that's the selfless nature of journalists. Nutrify India wants to honor them because they are a great catalyst of connecting the dots and helping industry members grow. So for our first birthday, we are declaring this day as World Nutrition Journalism Day. And you know what, something interesting? We are all about startup innovators. This World Nutrition Journalism Day is sponsored by Tinsol, the next gen supplements. And Tinsol is actually a startup which grew rapidly during the lockdown. And they have become so big that they're able to now sponsor the platinum category of programs. With this, I would want to explore that, we would want to go ahead awarding the journalists, and then that's because we feel that nutrition journalists have done a great work and they've worked hard to support Nutra industry grow. And before I go ahead, I would, before I invite our host for the award function, I would again want to invite Aditi Vivekanand, our team member, to actually run a quiz show. And this is very interesting quiz show. And trust me, you will know if you have won right away. And you have a super good award for that. Once we are done with the quiz show for the team, we shall proceed with the event. Aditi, over to you, please.
Yeah, thank you. So is everybody geared up for the quiz? So let's just get into the, I'll just share my screen, and I request all the participants to enter www.nutrifytoday.com/quiz/. I request the host to allow me to share the screen.
Aditi, did we get the winner?
Aditi, if you can just put the URL in the chat box, those people who are joining in can also just participate.
Right.
Okay, there you go. It's on the chat box too.
I hope everybody can see my screen right now.
No.
Yes, you can.
Yes. All right. So this is a demo question for everyone. I'll just show you through how to do it. So this is how one question is asked. The famous quote, "Let food be thy medicine and let medicine be thy food," is by Aphrodite, Hippocrates, Theodore, or Constantine. So let me just click on Hippocrates, and you have to enter your name, and you can see who the winner is. All right. So somebody has already been the winner. That is Charlotte Basti.
Cool.
So this is how we are going to do the quiz. So let's just jump into the second question. The fastest person who will be answering the question would be getting the Fitbit Versa 2. Can I ask the technical team to upload the second question in, please?
Aditi, in case if it's not working, we can continue with the program, and this can shift to the later part of the session. Let people not wait for it. Okay.
Okay, we can move on to the program.
Sure. Great. So let's start with it. And so fine. Great. So I would take this opportunity to invite Dr. Aditi Govitrikar to drive this prestigious award session of World Nutrition Journalism Day. Dr. Aditi is a very dynamic personality, and we chose it for that purpose. She is a medical doctor, ex-Mrs. World, a movie star, and now a thought leader in mental health and nutrition. She has done it all. She represents the heart of an entrepreneur. Dr. Aditi Govitrikar, please, over to you.
Thank you so much, Amit. That was fabulous. I really feel good. Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Aditi Govitrikar, and I am representing Thinsol. Thinsol is a proprietary technology for oral thin films, a novel dosage form from Avishkar, developed with cutting-edge technology such as nano encapsulation for superior bioavailability. These strips are well designed for convenience, experience, and efficacy. We at Thinsol take pride in partnering with Nutrify India in hosting Nutrify India's World Nutrition Journalism Day. A person who feels appreciated will always do more than what is expected. Thinsol recognizes the talent and skills of eminent nutraceutical journalists around the world and takes pride in appreciating their work and service to the nutraceutical ecosystem. There's something very interesting about journalism, particularly health and nutrition journalism. For such an active profession, it's still quite under the radar just as Amit just few minutes back pointed out. Industries used journalists' expertise to get their message out and benefit from it. Yet, nutrition journalists rarely get their due credit on the success journey. The nutraceutical industry has grown due to a combined effort of companies, scientists, academia, government, and the journalists who have actively connected the dots. As this industry grows, there is a higher responsibility amongst the ecosystem and the journalists to assist innovators, startups, small to mid-sized companies to contribute with great creativity in responsible nutrition and get noticed in the business world, besides help them to grow effectively. Some journalists in the nutritional field have been active in identifying key innovators and give them a platform to get their innovations noticed, and its great value addition. Since supporting innovators not only brings innovations faster to the market, they also help create a larger wealth and impetus to the growth of the industry. Today is Nutrify India's first anniversary, and we have decided to dedicate today as World Nutrition Journalism Day. The role that nutrition journalists play has a far more reaching impact in our lives than we expect, as the faster and innovation reaches the masses, the better and healthier the world we live in would be. On this day of Nutrify India World Nutrition Journalism Day, we at Thinsol wish to honor the selfless nature of journalism dedicated to building the nutraceutical industry. The journey of identifying key journalists started in October 2020 by reaching out to 8,000 executives of the nutrition industry who are the members of Nutrify India. 60% of the executives belonged to startups and small to mid-sized industries who felt a positive impact in their business with the active support from journalists. 20% were from large companies, 10% from innovators in academia, and 10% worked in allied industry. 120 days of reference, cross-reference, validation, revalidation exercise got the first set of journalists who got the highest vote from the survey mix. On this first anniversary of Nutrify India, it is our honor at Thinsol Next Gen Smart Supplements to celebrate the World Nutrition Journalism Day and felicitate the winners. This evening, we will be honoring 11 star journalists from across the globe: India, Europe, United States of America, and Australia. So here goes. The first award, which is the most promising nutrition journalism leader, is awarded to Mr. Sean Maloney for being the favorite choice in the nutrition startup community. May I please request Mr. Sean to say a few words about the World Nutrition Journalism Awards, please?
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Aditi. And thank you to Nutrify India, and congratulations to the other journalists here today. I'm very grateful for the invitation to be here. These days in particular, I believe journalists play a crucial role in helping to educate the public in an objective and nonpartisan way. Information is power, and journalists can often unlock opportunities for people. Like other disciplines, health and nutrition science continues to evolve as researchers test their theories, learn, and discover. So I'm excited to see what the future holds. So thank you again to Nutrify.
Thank you, Sean. Let's move on to the second award. The second award, the best journalist with a marketing edge, goes to Mr. Sheldon Baker for guiding and bringing the best practices in marketing and communication for startup, small to mid-sized companies, and international mid-sized companies entering United States of America. Mr. Baker, may I please request you to say a few words, because I'm sure our audience is super excited to hear you talking about strategic marketing for international startup community entering USA.
Thank you, Doctor. Very much appreciated that warm welcome. A great honor to be recognized by Nutrify India and Nutrify Today. I do play a dual role. I am a longtime brand marketing advisor in the nutraceutical industry. And I also have been a contributing editor to a number of publications, including Nutraceuticals World for well over 10 years, and other publications within the nutraceutical arena in the US. We work a lot. I work a lot with companies that want to bring product, both retail products as well as ingredients, to the US. We work with them to advise them on just all of the areas that they need to address, be it regulatory, be it brand marketing, be it labeling, working with the various regions of the US, and we have many. We are a big country, and not every area of the US is the same, and so you have to adjust. And so, as I say, we work with these companies to get them known, to generate interest in their products, be it ingredients or retail products, and share in their success. Fortunately, we have shared in a lot of successes through the years, and continue to do so. Back to journalism, I have been a contributing editor to Nutraceuticals World magazine, interviewing many leaders in the nutraceutical marketplace, not only from the US, but from around the world, many from India, many from Japan, Germany, just to name a few. And I look forward to continuing to contribute to the industry and the success of nutraceuticals worldwide. Again, a great honor to be recognized by Nutrify Today, Nutrify India, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sheldon. I'm sure the nutraceutical industry and the community benefits from your wisdom, from your experience, and I hope you continue to do so. We will definitely, look forward to your guidance throughout.
Thank you.
Moving on to the third award, Journalism with a Purpose, goes to Ms. Anne Catalan for shaping complementary medicine in Australia and creating a space for this segment to grow and evolve. Mr. Kathleen, we would like to hear about your journey in building complementary medicine and its adoption in Australia.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aditi, and it is really a great honour to receive this award. Of course, happy anniversary to Nutrify India, firstly, and it is really wonderful to be part of this. I guess I've been part of this industry for 36 years. So I started out at age 19, fresh out of university with a biochemistry degree. And when I first started, the industry in Australia was very, the only place you could buy a garlic tablet or a vitamin C tablet was in a health food store, and literally that was just where the hippies hung out. So there was very little education around it. So one of my first roles was running a correspondence nutrition course for health food store owners and medical professionals to learn more about nutrition and learn more about nutritional supplements. I went on to launch the very first touchscreen computer in health food stores that was there for consumers to access to get more information about supplements and dosages and warning statements, because we didn't have Google, we didn't have the internet. So the consumer couldn't walk in and do a quick search on their phone before they selected a product. So it was very much an education process, I guess, in the early years, and it was about educating more the staff that were selling the products, the professionals who were prescribing the products, and of course that developed into educating the consumers as well. So one of my I guess things that I'm most proud of is a magazine that has been going for about 15 years now called Go Magazine, which I put together and publish for a group of health food stores in Australia called Go Vita. And that magazine we print 4 times a year. It has a readership of a million readers per copy. And with 60 issues, just about to finalize the 60th issue, we really have educated consumers over the year about complementary medicines. We've interviewed many doctors and researchers about what they've done in the area of proving that these natural medicines actually belong on the shelves, and they're no longer regarded as hippie medication, and to such an extent that now in Australia 7 out of every 10 people take supplements. So I think, you know, it's come a long way. There's a lot of trust, there's a lot of credibility, and a lot of that comes from articles that are written and I guess the work of journalists here in Australia. So thank you. It is an honour, and I hope everyone has a lovely evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Anne, and congratulations on the 60th issue of the magazine. And thank you for sharing your journey with us. Moving on to the next award, Lifetime Journalism Award in Shaping Nutritional Industry. And this award goes to Ms. Pamela Allardyce for her contribution to Australian nutrition journalism. Congratulations, Ms. Pamela, and we would like to hear more about your contribution in building nutrition health literacy in Australia.
Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure to be here, and I'm very honoured to be invited. So thank you very much for the invitation. Rather like Anne, my colleague, I have been working in this industry for over 35 years. And my beginnings were with organising communications for a major natural health and wellness company. And that ranged across, that was a very brave start because it was briefing not only trade, health food stores, but also across the professional side, bringing practitioners up to speed, showing them how to market their business and how to market themselves, and also consumers. So it was everything from doing product information booklets to brochures. My real love and passion was in consumer information. That's where I saw the opportunity, and I became the editor of Nature and Health magazine, which was actually started by Blackmores, which at that point was a very small company and which is now a multi-million-dollar wonderful international brand. Very proud to have had that association. Nature and Health went from being 4 issues a year, rather like Anne was saying, with a hippie background, to becoming a highly respected and magazine with a great deal of integrity and loyalty, very high subscriber base, and was in continuous publication for 40 years. And for 30 of those years, I was its editor. And I suppose our big point of difference was that, yes, we did use the wonderful, respected health journalists, but we also used a great many health professionals, naturopaths, nutritionists, homeopaths. We gave them a voice as well. And everything was always credited back to research. And that was a very big part of actually building the credibility of the industry and taking it away from being hippie sandals and, you know, snake oil. Now, there's no argument with that. There's probably more research on garlic than there is on, you know, some major conventional drugs. So that was very important to be a part of that for me. During that time, I also pursued my personal passion, which was writing books on nutrition and natural health and wellness. I wrote 33, and I also edited a number of large books for companies like Reader's Digest and Hodder and Stoughton, which was also very gratifying to see the mainstream publishing industry pick up on things like, oh, let's do a book on massage, let's do aromatherapy, let's do herbs, and suddenly to be part of the groundswell of bringing this information, this valuable information that it puts, people's health in their hands to the mainstream, as well as maintaining that connection with the Nature and Health magazine, which was very specific, highly specialised, expert written, and always breaking new ground. I think one of the most popular stories we did was on medicinal marijuana, and that was, again, ahead of its time. And now you've only got to look around the world at what a marvellous new positive opportunities are being availed out of that. So thank you very much. It's lovely to be here and very nice to be included. Thank you. And lovely to talk about an industry that is my heart.
Thank you so much, Pamela, for sharing your journey with us. It is truly inspiring. I got to write 33 books. That is awesome, simply awesome. Moving on to the next award. The next award is Nutritional Scientist's Choice. And this award goes to Ms. Gail Di Maria for giving scientists the right exposure to the industry and expediting commercialization activities. Ms. Maria, tell us how you feel being part of First World Nutrition Day Award.
Thank you, Doctor. It's a pleasure, it's an honor to be here today. Actually, when I was called by Amit, Dr. Amit, I was a little bit puzzled because I said, me? Really, me? Okay, it's an honor. I wanted to discuss more with him. We had a chat, we have this interesting conversation. And I discovered that actually we had the same aim. I have been working with TKS publishers since 2005 with the journal Agro-Food Industry High-Tech. Agro-Food Industry High-Tech, it's a peer-reviewed journal, and we publish articles based on science. And we publish articles based on science for industrial application. So the aim is to have science, but in a marketing way. So that was the same intention of Nutrify Today, Nutrify India, to try and get small, medium enterprises and startup innovation in the business, try to help these companies in the business. And how we are doing this in agro-food industry tech? We are doing this with some columns focused on, let's say, innovation, startups, talking about innovation, because innovation is a must in this field. And I think that the most important field, I'm actually a biotechnologist. I have a degree in biotechnology, so I'm not a real journalist, I must admit. So this is an award for journalists, but I'm like inside in this business since 2005. I have a degree in biotechnology, agro-food. I learned a lot about science. I learned a lot that we need to communicate science to consumers, to formulators. And the only thing that it's possible is thanks to go to conferences, meetings like this one, meet people in the field, try to learn more from experts. As I'm learning everything every day. It's to learn something from who is an expert in the field. And I'm learning to be a journalist, because it wasn't my aim, it wasn't my basis. It wasn't my knowledge, but I'm learning. And this is thanks to platforms like Nutrify India, to people who are in the business of science. But what I would like to underline is that it's important to help these companies, innovation companies, to enter the market. How is this possible? This is possible thanks to help the government should companies with fundings, so that they can in some way have money to do research, because research is the most important thing we have. Compared also to this situation, a COVID situation, we need money to learn, to do vaccine and so on. So without research, we are not going anywhere. And what about nutrition? Nutrition is very important for the health of the people, because if we have a good health, we can also face this particular moment and all the issues, health issues coming. And what companies can do is to research, as said. They need to have clinical studies on. They need to, I know that it's high demanding concerning time, from a time point of view, from a cost point of view, of course. This is the reason why government need to help these companies in finding the money to research, to try and give these claims to this food. I don't know if you know, but in Europe we have the European Food Safety Authority. They actually, it's an authority funded by the European Union, who is responsible for evaluating the scientific evidence supporting health claims. And health claims are an important statement that companies can give to their products about the relationship between food and health. So we need the clinical studies, we need proof, evidence that these products are working very well, and to communicate this to consumers so that they can find right products, right ingredients for their health, to improve their health. And so, what to say? I'm really honored to be here today. I'm honored to have been chosen from the committee, because our journal is doing a lot, because we started with highly technical articles, but we thought that it's very important also to arrive to, in some way, to the consumers. You know, our journal is more for technical people in the field, but if we don't arrive to the consumer in the right way, you know, it's the supply chain. The consumer decides which ingredients and food to take, but they need to be guided, of course, in their choice. So we are a mix in between peer-reviewed journal and general articles, so to help consumers do the right choice and help companies like startups doing business in Europe, USA, and India. So it's an honor really to be here today, and thanks really for this award. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your journey, and you truly are a lifelong learner. So I can see that. We move on to the next award, which is the Best Nutrition Hybrid Media Journalism Award. And this award goes to Ms. Charlotte Bastiense for being the unanimous choice amongst the conversions, technology startups, and small to mid-sized nutrition innovators for understanding them and providing the right platforms at various steps. We would like to learn about digital transformation in nutraceutical industry from you, Ms. Charlotte.
Hi, thank you, Dr. DT, and to the organizers of Nutrify. Thank you so much for the invitation and for this recognition. It's so appreciated. And firstly, thank you to Nutrify as well for its contribution to the industry. I've only been working actually with the nutraceuticals for a few years now, having actually come from an earlier career in legal and then joining Informa Markets under the VitaFoods team. And what we do is we produce live and now very much digital events. So thank you for the recognition of hybrid, which is very much what we've had to move toward. And yeah, we also own a 365 digital content platform. And our aim is really to connect the global nutraceutical supply chain to information and business intelligence. And we're dedicated to supporting all stakeholders, from ingredient suppliers to CPG brands. And our purpose is really to serve them with information around product development and market entry and addressing some of the key challenges. So now I've only been with VitaFoods for a few years and never involved in the nutrition industry before that, actually. So I've really quickly grown a passion for this industry, and it's really thanks to the many experts and academics who have nurtured me and mentored me through this journey. So now more than ever, I think the industry is really hungry to be connected to knowledge and insights. And while we're still in very distant times and the world is in various stages of pandemic, in my role as an editor, it's really such a privilege to serve a very vibrant and exciting industry. And I enjoy every day of this job. And that's very much thanks to being connected to really esteemed industry colleagues across the globe. So thank you very much for this award and the recognition.
Thank you so much, Ms. Charlotte, for sharing your journey, your words, and the digital transformation that you have caused in this industry. Moving on to the next award, Leadership with Cause. Journalism Award goes to Ms. Manjari Chandra for going beyond Call of Duty and publishing books to assist the nutrition ecosystem and providing responsible nutrition support to media and dietitians wanting to take up entrepreneurial journey in nutrition products. Manjari, we would like to hear you talking about nutrition entrepreneurship and its challenges in India.
Thank you, Aditi. Thank you so much, Dr. Aditi, for the kind words. And thank you, Amit. It's really a privilege to be with so many people from across the world, from different time zones. We keep doing a lot of webinars, but I must say this one is definitely special. And a big kudos to the entire team of Nutrify Today and the channel Nutrify. A long way to go, I think, all of us together, but this is especially very, very is unique for me and also very special for me because I am a clinician. I work as a nutritionist. My entire journey has been working for hospitals and working within outpatient settings, you know. So we've been doing nutrition in clinical settings and also in different settings. But today, and especially with the pandemic hitting in, we've realized that there is much more to nutrition than we could ever bank on or we could ever place the impetus where it was required. For example, we have moved on to something called functional nutrition, which is essentially using nutrition not just to manage diseases, but to reverse cardiometabolic syndromes. And when I'm saying cardiometabolic syndromes, rich research and science has found that there is a direct link between all forms of neurological disorders, autoimmune conditions, cardiometabolic conditions with food. And because we know the power of food is so much, and because we know that there is a lot that can be done in disease and wellness with nutrition, I think the industry coming together to identify nutrition as not only a major pillar in managing, but treating a lot of diseases would be great, because it's better to use nutrition, nutraceuticals, and as you said, active components. You were talking about the active components initially, the nanotizing and the bioavailability of ingredients. So if we can mix science, nature, and our culture and our traditional things and a lot of old knowledge that we have together and come up with an industry which plays on all these positives and all these strengths, we have a great future to go. I am extremely delighted to be here and actually feel a little out of place to get this award because I'm really not a writer, but I write a lot. I write books. I write for mainstream newspapers and articles. I participate in small television shows. That's my contribution to becoming a part of the media. So thank you so much. Delight completely to be here, and you're doing this very beautifully. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ms. Manjari, for making the community healthier and making them aware that food can be used to reverse many, many cardiometabolic diseases. So kudos to you and keep up the good work. Moving on to the next award, the Innovation Leadership in Nutrition Journalism Award. And this is being presented to Mr. Milind Kokje for shaping the Indian nutrition and food industry through a dedicated stream and providing the small to mid-sized companies the right exposure to expedite their commercialization in India. So can you please share with us more about the transformation you have witnessed in Indian nutrition ecosystem in the last decade?
Thanks, Aditi. And thanks a lot to Nutrify India for recognizing our role in the industry, and it's a great honor to New Food Spectrum, that is our magazine, and the honor is much more because it is not only a few juries or one organization has selected us, but it's I would say it's actually an award from the entire industry because they have voted for us. This award, I must acknowledge here, is not to me alone, but it's to my team, entire team, because it's because of team efforts only we are bringing out a very nice magazine every month. So I will especially like to mention my two most important colleagues, Narayan Kulkarni and Manbina Chawla, who are with me. we are very young that way because we are just 7 years old. We were launched in 2013, but I feel this is the right time. We were in this decade, we came in this particular field of nutrition journalism because a lot of changes have been taking place in India in this particular field. Now, these changes are at two levels. One is, of course, personal level, individual level. Another is institutional level. But both are interconnected, that we must understand. At personal level, people have become more wealthy. At least one class of people have become more wealthy, and there is a lot of surplus income people are having. And because of that, there is naturally growing awareness about the health, and along with the health, naturally comes the diet. So that is happening on the personal level. And at the institutional level, lot many things happen in this decade. Number one was first that as far as nutrition is concerned, we as a country went into a mission mode in 2018 after our finance minister in his budget in 2014-15 suggested to that effect. So a national nutrition mission was launched in 2018, so which was a very important development, and we are proceeding further on that line. The second important happening at the institutional level, I feel, was that the way FSSAI, the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, became very active in this decade. We had a comprehensive food law in 2006, and 2009, 2008, FSSAI was formed, but it was the initial period of FSSAI. And from 2015-16 onwards, it really became very active and in various directions. So it did not restrict itself to a role only for deciding the standards or ensuring the food safety, but it went further and it launched the Eat Right movement. And this Eat Right movement, one of the components of the Eat Right movement is the healthy eating. So there is a spread of message about the healthy eating. So that is a very important role played by FSSAI. It is being played. Another thing happened about FSSAI is that FSSAI name became very popular. Earlier, it was not known that there is something organization like this. But now many common people know about FSSAI. They see whether when they buy any brand, they see whether the FSSAI stamp is there or not. So that kind of awareness FSSAI could create, and that we could see happening in this particular decade. The third aspect is about the fortification. Now we have started going in that direction. I believe that this will continue more in the next decade also. And one more thing that has happened in this field is from the private companies, and that is a lot of different new kinds of products have been launched, and they have started becoming popular. Something like Nutribar, which was not known to the people earlier. Now, if you visit any shop, along with the chocolate bars, you will find out there is a corner where there are Nutribars, and people buy it and eat it also. Like that, there are different kind of candies, etc. So it's an evolving process, very, very new kind of products which are coming, and which is a very interesting part from the industry. And I believe that we will continue our journey with the industry in this next decade also in a nice manner, and publishing their new products and publishing their new developments, etc. I'm glad to announce that this year only, just from this month, we have launched the industry ranking system. I appeal to all my friends in the industry to go through the issue, and if they find any changes in that, please let us know, give your feedback, so that from next year we can have a more perfect system on industry ranking. So thanks once again, and I'm really proud to be part of this entire function to receive this award from Nutrify India. So thanks, Nutrify India.
Thank you so much, Mr. Milind, for those enlightening words. And indeed, we are what we eat and we are what we think. So yes, nutrition plays a very, very big role in who we are and how we are in our lives. Moving on to the next award, it is now time for the special category of awards, the Lifetime Achievement Award in continued upliftment of health and nutrition field. The recipient of this prestigious award is Mr. Shankar Raj for being a leader in health journalism. He has created multiple channels in media addressing health and nutrition, and even post-retirement, he continues to educate, train nutrition ecosystem, including the young journalists wanting to specialize in nutrition. Mr. Shankar Raj, what would be your say on responsible nutrition with respect to journalism?
Thank you, Aditi. Thank you very much. And thank you for this wonderful award. And I come from a totally different background. I come from a mainstream newspaper background where nutrition and health will have to fight with politics, with entertainment, with sports, with commerce, and of course, with a lot of scams. So in between, health is just a small blip that comes onto newspapers. But then again, journalists on health beats have to be 100% accurate. I started as a health beat journalist almost about 35 years ago, when there was no such beat called health coverage. Anybody who was free on the desk was pushed on for health coverage. But then in other fields, you can get away with lies and damn lies. But hence, I would say that responsible nutrition with respect to journalism, there is a need to arm health journalists with the right relevant inputs. If you feed generic or skewed inputs, the output would be disastrous. And India is a totally different in a ball game when you come to health journalism or conveying information. In India, people tend to rely more on what goes in print, not necessarily what is on social media. Hence, as part of responsible nutrition, the focus should always be first on print media health journalism. I shall come to the tyranny of social media in a while. In print media, responsible nutrition should focus on vernacular media or local language journalists. This is very important as far as India is concerned. This is because when it comes to health information or nutrition, India is a land of paradox. There is an overload of information in urban areas and lack of it in rural areas. And in India, 70% of the population lives in the rural areas. When I speak of local language journalists, responsible nutrition should arm them, should empower them, not just with the right information on nutrition or nutrients, but also the right translation of words or phrases that readers of local language newspapers can understand and correlate to. In English, it's very easy to describe, but when you come in Telugu or in Tamil or Hindi or Malayalam, the words can be different. This can be achieved by a sort of continuous nutrition education or CNE for targeted health journalists and appreciating or incentivizing right coverage on nutrition. Journalism in local language can assume many forms to transmit information. That's what I learned from them being in the mainstream. Folk tales, dance dramas, folk songs are also part of journalism insofar as conveying information. Responsible nutrition should think on these lines, creative lines too. And remember, there is no one size fits all so far as India is concerned. There are many languages, hundreds of dialects, hundreds of peculiarities, even in a specific region or a district. So far as social media is concerned, it is an unchained monster in India. How this monster can be tamed would be the challenge. In an ocean of information and misinformation, social media dependents and addicts would prefer information that is certified by authorities who do not have any vested interest. And this information should relate to their immediate lives and not to some exotic research, however sexy it may be. So we need to give the right information, and that is what I am now. Of course, Aditi mentioned post-retirement. Journalists do not retire. I still continue my work. I continue writing. I continue speaking. I continue holding webinars on health issues. And most importantly, what gives me joy is to train health journalists to give the correct information, exact information after a long research to the viewers. And that is the bottom line of all health nutrition, of all health journalists, of all people covering nutrition. Thank you once more regarding this award. It's my privilege to accept this award, and thank you once more.
Thank you, Mr. Raj, for those enlightening words, and apologies for saying post-retirement. Of course, like you rightly said, a journalist will never retire. In fact, I believe that one should not ever retire in that sense. It's always good to keep working because that's what keeps your brain active. Now, moving on to the next award, the Entrepreneur Award India is being presented to Miss Nikita Bhalla. She has empowered nutrition startups in entrepreneurship and promotes domestic and international nutrition journalism. Ms. Nikita Bhalla, what will be your 3 mantras for young nutrition entrepreneurs watching Nutrify today?
Thank you, Dr. Aditi, firstly for facilitating me with this honor of being in the same line as all of these brilliant dignitaries and journalists who've worked on health for so long. I would say I'm just an entry-level journalist in that regard when I consider myself with journalists having 30 and more than 35 years of experience here. So really delighted and honored to be firstly recognized as part of that team. Getting on to answering your question, I believe that the mantra that nutrition-based entrepreneurs today must undertake and must keep in mind before entering the world is to kind of make it a better place to be in. I believe in so much chaos around, especially after the pandemic that happened. There is not enough information and not enough right information, like Mr. Raj was talking about just a few minutes ago. That it's got to be with the information has to be in tandem with what is actually real and true and credible and actually being promoted for the cause that it is. So I feel that one of the mantras that really comes to mind would be to be credible, to be to stand out in a crowd with actual authentic information and the product type that they're entering with, to serve people at large. Because I believe the underlying fact for any of these initiatives or endeavors taken by any product or entrepreneur based people is to kind of serve the people first. So keeping that in mind has to be one of the biggest mantras. And the second could be to actually also be vigilant enough to see where are you competing, where are you standing? Because as we speak and as we say, nutraceutical in itself is such an umbrella term, and there's just so much within it, and there is so much, like Dr. Manjari mentioned, which has got to do with our own roots and our tradition and our culture. That we are offering so much under that one umbrella term, and yet we have to have our own niche and our own uniqueness to be able to put it out and to be able to serve people well. So I believe two of those would be my great initiatives, and maybe if I could say as an advice for young entrepreneurs entering the field, to understand, to know about the competition, and to not mislead the audience. At the end of the day, as a digital journalist, what we're trying to do day in and day out is to kind of ensure whatever we're putting out is not just a heap of curated content online, but actually authentic information that will help reach out to the masses. And with the group that I'm currently associated with, I would say we're trying to do at Hello Health Group is to kind of, process that information, maybe provide that information in a more democratic way to the lesser known and the lesser powerful nations in terms of health information or the credible information that's available online, to ensure that every person receives information in the language that they understand, information which is easy and which is downloadable and which is understandable and then ultimately useful to each member. So I believe that native instinct and the credibility in this whole, hullabaloo of, I would say, fake news and fake information is the main area that we're trying to actually, drive and run after with our organization. So yeah, those would be my mantras. Thank you again. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nikita, for those 3 mantras that you shared with us. Moving on to the next award. The next award is Industry Choice Journalist Award. And this is being presented to Ms. Janet Poveromo for her contribution in building industry platform for small to mid-sized nutrition companies in United States of America. Ms. Janet, what do you think about Nutrify Today being completely a video magazine rather than the conventional text-based magazine?
Dr. Aditi, I think Janet is not able to log in due to time zone problems, so I think we'll have to move ahead.
All right. So that brings us to the end of the award ceremony. I now hand over the dais, digital one at that, to my namesake Aditi Vivekanand to go forward with the very, very exciting quiz. Over to you, Aditi.
All right, thank you. So let's move on to the quiz. and I'll be sharing my screen. So all the participants are requested to get into the website www.nutrifytoday.com/quiz, and you can enter in your option. So the first question is, which organization regulates the nutraceutical market in the European Union? European Health Union, European Medicines Agency, European Food and Safety Authority, European Directorate for the Quality of Medicines. So just click in and fill in your details. And here we have the winner for the first quiz is Yateshwari. Congratulations, Yateshwari. You get your Fitbit Versa 2. Congratulations. So we'll be now moving on to the second one. And I request all the participants to refresh their screens. Please get into the same website, www.NutrifyToday.com/quiz.
I would request people, the guests and hosts, those who are not speaking, to mute your computers so that there's no echoing of the sound.
So the second question is, currently the most common indication for nutraceutical use is muscle building, immune boosting, weight management, and nutrition deficiency. So let's see who's the winner. And the winner for the second quiz is Charlotte. Congratulations, Charlotte. You win your Fitbit Versa 2.
Thank you.
All right. So now let me hand over again to Dr. Aditi Govitrikar. I ask all the participants to come on for the pledge, and I request Dr. Aditi to initiate the pledge.
Thank you, Aditi, and congratulations to all the winners of Fitbit Versa. And once again, congratulations to all the people who were awarded today for the journalism work that they have been doing. Now, NutrifyToday.com has started an initiative, #ResponsibleNutrition, to bring awareness about the best practices in nutrition business for healthy living. I would request all the viewers to visit the webpage #ResponsibleNutrition in www.NutrifyToday.com and take the pledge. We also request you to spread the word about #ResponsibleNutrition by social media sharing. This is Dr. Aditi Govitrikar thanking all of you once again, and heartiest congratulations to all the winners. Over to you, Amit.
Thank you, Aditi. And for the pledge at the website, I'm not gonna speak, so I'm just gonna wait for 2 minutes. I would really request you to take a pledge. It's not for the sake of anything, but just reminding you again, we are responsible nutrition. So 2 minutes of silence. I too am gonna be doing the same thing. So look forward to you guys to go to the website and make a pledge. Okay, so I'm back, and I've done my pledge for responsible nutrition, and I look forward to everyone doing the same. I will go ahead and proceed with the launch of Nutrify Today, because till now we have been talking Nutrify India, and now it's Nutrify Today. So let me just narrate you what happened in the last 1 year and where do we stand today. 2020, a larvae was created. A larvae, Nutrify India. In 1 year, it has grown substantially to about US $9 million worth of innovation commercialization. And it now wishes to touch US $130 million worth of commercialization by 2023. And to ensure that we reach there successfully, today, a caterpillar from the larva is born, that is Nutrify Today. Nutrify Today is a video sharing and on-demand video platform that is designed to help nutraceutical industry share curated videos to increase business networking and partnering opportunities. We have seen iconic nutrition companies like Nestle Health Science, Fresenius Kabi, Nutricia, Abbott Nutrition, and so on. They took almost a century to be where they are today. My question for today is, can we replicate this model and create 10 such iconic companies in next 5 years? Answer possibly is no. This is where Nutrify Today comes in. This platform will open a new era of shared wealth creation economy, where there will be iconic products, brands owned by multiple partners. To just give you an idea, on 5th of February 2020, when Nutrify India was born, we had struck, so there was a big workshop and we had struck 4 deals for the innovators. And the good news is that one of the innovators that actually struck the deal has become so big today that they took the prime slot of platinum sponsor for the program today. And it really gives me a good feeling, Tinsol, which actually made it really big in India and abroad. But let me give you a further illustration. What do I mean by shared wealth creation? And I'll give you a live example. A small startup in Ayurveda nanotechnologies in some corner of India actually connected on Nutrify India platform. And through the platform, they got connected to another startup who had an amazing technology for converting the nanoparticles of Ayurveda into an amazing delivery format. And through Nutrify, they connected with a startup, a mid-sized company in Switzerland, which actually refined the product. And then they got connected to a commercialization company in the US. And long story short, the story started on February 2020. The product got launched in November 2020. And we're sitting in February 2021. And this is the second batch of production online. The product has become an amazing success in the United States by the brand Nanoveda, thanks to Eurolines, a company in Switzerland that believed in the power of startups. What is being established here is, while Nanoveda becomes a larger success story in the US, which is now getting launched in Europe and now soon to be launched in India, there are 4 startups and small to mid-sized companies contributing, working and partnering together to form that one big iconic brand in progress, which is Nanoveda. And that is the power of networking, collaborating, curated collaborating. And that's the power that we wish to establish in Nutrify today. So as I said, that if I have to make a success story of $130 million, I will have to multiply the success story of Nanoveda with many more innovators across the world, right from Japan to Mexico to somewhere in center of Africa. If it is now, Nutrify Today would actually democratize the entire business development and go-to-market and new product development process, where even the smallest of the smallest innovator will have an opportunity to network and make a business deal for commercialization faster. The big question a lot of people have been asking me, so let me answer in public. A lot of people said, you know, is Nutrify platform in its perfect shape to be launched? Have we launched it at the right time? And my answer to everyone is, because I keep getting questioned, is I believe that no time is wrong time. Nothing is right and wrong in this world. The time now, the moment now is the best time, and it is now that we are writing the future. Nutrify Today is a democratic platform. Users across the world will share their work videos and platform that will continue to evolve as industry demands and not how I want it. Every month, there will be some new excitement in this platform, new innovations, new disruptions, even entertainment. I just mentioned that, you know, Caterpillar Nutrify India is born, but it's not a butterfly. Butterfly is not an idea that I'm going to be talking about. The butterfly is already in the testing phase. While we enjoy the Caterpillar, which is Nutrify Today, very soon we'll be launching the advanced version, which will be Butterfly, and I'll tell you when it is launched. And you know what? It will help right from small company to large companies cut down their new product development process and go to market time by 50% to 80%. And that's a huge saving for small to large company. Trust me on that. I've been into the business development and I know the pain points. What do we want from you as I narrate this? This is not a media, this is nothing, it's just a platform to help everyone. So please keep supporting, let Nutrify Today reach to every corner of the world. Some innovation somewhere is waiting to be discovered. Let's do that. Let me give you a very interesting story that will narrate my heart, you know, and it's a real story. You know, India is quite famous for mangoes, the sweet. My parents, they stay in a small city, Nagpur in India, and they've got a nice house, quite a bit of land, and they planted a seed for mango. I was pretty excited that we're going to have mango in our home, and I used to water that, you know, I used to water every day, and it went on, and then it was very exciting that one day I saw a leaf coming out of it, and that was super exciting. It went on, and then I lost interest, and then I moved on to my higher studies, and then I forgot. The plant became a large tree. It started giving a lot of shade to our home. Nagpur city is very terrible in summers, but thanks to this tree, it helps. And one day I get a phone call that my parents are like really overwhelmed with the kind of mangoes that have come in, like they've been distributing all over the place, friends, families, even birds, everyone is eating it, and then there's a surplus. So there's a story to this, and this is what I want to convey. At this stage, Nutrify Today is the mango plant that we all need to support it, because as the plant grows, two things will happen. There'll be people like me who would not support forever, the way I didn't water the plant when it needed, but I still get the mangoes whenever they come from plants. So we will support anyone and everyone in nutrition industry, even if they don't support us. But trust me, those who are supporting us, they'll be overwhelmed with the give back that we give to the supporters of Nutrify Today. And trust me on that, okay? With this mango story, I would like to move ahead to say that, between caterpillar and the butterfly, which is supposed to be coming very soon, what do we do in between? After the launch today, I would also like to announce today that we have got a mandate, and Nutrify Today would now be launching Nutrify Today International Conference of Responsible Nutrition on 12th and 13th of November in Hyderabad city, India. So let me repeat this. Nutrify Today is also launching an international conference on responsible nutrition on 12th and 13th of November in Hyderabad city, India. So with this, I'll get on to the very interesting session now. And the session is Nutrify Today Season 1 content generators who are here today with us. And then we have the very, very privileged, very, I would call them celebrities, advisory board of Nutrify Today. We're going to have a very interesting roundtable with them to understand what's happening in Nutrify Today. And before that, I would also like to make one more surprise announcement. I told you in my conversation that we worked with the university, and we worked for a whole year during the lockdown. And today is a great day also to announce that Nutrify Today is launching Nutrify India Geetham University Academy. And I will request the director of Geetham University Nutrition Department, Dr. Balkumar, to join in and share what this academy is about before we start our roundtable. Dr. Balkumar.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Amit. It's a pleasure being here on my behalf. Also, congratulations to all the winners. It's great to see this community growing as the days go by. I mean, I can say my story in Nutrify is about the same as Amit's. We met a year ago, and I also started working at Geetham a year ago after a long stint in industry. So I'm very pleased that we have a very close relationship with Nutrify India, because we believe in the same things. We believe in responsible nutrition. We believe in a holistic, integrated approach to nutrition, and we want to build this area in Geetham University. Geetham is a large private university, and we have an ambition to become one of the top 100 universities in the world in the next 25 years. How do we build that? We build that brick by brick, and one of the bricks, and it's a really significant large brick, is this association with Nutrify India, where we have a memorandum of understanding working in 4 or 5 different areas. One is in terms of business networking, one is in terms of education and research, policy advocacy, etc. Our goal is to become the science and knowledge partner, if you will, for Nutrify. And in that context, I'm really pleased, really very happy to announce that we have established this Geetham University Nutrify India Academy. The academy, as the name implies, is going to be involved in disseminating knowledge disseminating knowledge in responsible nutrition in areas related to technology, related to food processing, related to nutrition. So very pleased that we could do it today at this on the first anniversary. The way we want to organize it is to first start creating course and benefit. I'm fully aware of the fact that you have a lot of people working in nutraceuticals who are now kind of making the switch, not the switch, but making the move towards a more foods-oriented approach to nutraceuticals, if you know what I mean. And I think bringing food processing and the food innovation thinking together, along with the the innovative thinking of nutraceuticals and nutritional actives is something we wish to do. So one of the first things we would like to do is launch a set of courses on the innovation process and new product development, so that it helps people in developing the kinds of products that you're looking for, because consumers are not just looking only for health and wellness and proper nutrition. They're looking for foods that taste great, are safe, and also are good for the environment. So how do we build that kind of pipeline of expertise? So this is what we would like to start with, and we have a set of 5 courses. We're thinking maybe a 6-week deep dive. We will share all the details with you in online, and we plan to launch it on April 7th, which happens to be World Health Day. So it's probably an appropriate day to launch it, and we look forward to inviting professionals, experts who can deliver these courses. I am also making an open call to all of you to suggest to us what other courses you would want to see and what we can develop. We will of course get more information on what is in these courses as we send the announcement out. So please look for communications coming from either in the WhatsApp group or on the website, etc. So once again, I'm very excited. I am pleased to be part of this group, and I think working with Amit has also given me a purpose after my first professional career has ended, where I've been looking to see what else can I do. So this Geetham University Nutrify partnership, I think, is something we would wish to flourish, and we want to kind of go through the journey together to make Geetham what its ambitions are, and also to help Nutrify India reach its ambitions. So thank you very much, and I wish us all a lot of success.
Thank you, Dr. Balkumar. I would now like to invite Mr. Yoni Klickman to share a few words. Yoni is Managing Director of Clean Time Consulting and ex-head of IR. He has been shaped through his advices. His goals, much before Nutrify idea was born, he took time out to visit me in India. And I'm really thankful to Yoni for all his advices, right from the journey of just a conversation in India, in a small city called Vizag, to where we are today. So Mr. Yoni, before we start the program, I certainly would want you to speak out.
Thank you very much, Amit, and it's very nice to be here with you and with everybody. And I was actually just going to recall that story of the visit to Vizag back a couple of years ago. I came to visit as I believe that as a large corporate player in the nutrition field, it was very important that we found the way to work with the Indian ecosystem to innovate together. And that was really the purpose of that visit, to really see how we can start building through a large corporate to the Indian nutrition ecosystem, to start building those bridges. In the meantime, Amit has moved on to create the Nutrify platform, and I've also moved on from my corporate role to working more in, I would say, in on board levels and to do seed investment and venture investment. which I think is going to be an important path forward in the future, also to see how is venture capital brought into the ecosystem to be able to develop it further. So I'm excited to be here today, very excited about the new platform that's being developed. I think it's very, very important to have a place where good, responsible knowledge can be easily disseminated to the whole global nutrition population. And again, congratulations for the very good work to all of you. And I look forward to seeing the progress of this important platform.
Thank you very much, Yoni. Really appreciate it. Okay, so we're about to start the roundtable show. And before that, I just thought we should get into something distributing Fitbit again. And so I have 2 rounds of quiz, and then we get on to the roundtable show. So the Fitbit team or the quiz team, whatever I may call, can you please take over and make it fast so that we get on to the show again?
All right, so let's move on to the quiz now. Everybody, you can click on to the same link, www.NutrifyToday.com, and you can find the quiz on the top. Just click on it. And the question is, who coined the term nutraceutical? Dr. Stephen DeFelice, Dr. Louis Pasteur, Dr. Robert Hooke, Dr. Rudolf Virchow. And let's see who the winner is. Fastest finger first. Ready? And the winner is Sai Kumar. Congratulations, Sai. You get your Fitbit Versa 2. Enjoy. So now, let's move on to the next question. All right, everybody. Click on the link, www.NutrifyToday.com, and click on the menu here. The next question is, which of the following is an example of dietary supplement? Omega-3 fish oil, iodized table salt, milk fortified with vitamin D, orange juice fortified with calcium. And the answer is omega-3 fish oil. And the winner is Shikha. Congratulations, Shikha, on your Fitbit Versa 2.
Move on to the program now, Aditi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Cool. So now we have a time for roundtable show, Nutrify Today Roundtable. It's got 2 set of important people, the advisory board of Nutrify Today and season 1 content generators. They would be subjected to random questions by Vikram Kelkar, who's the managing director of Hexagon Nutrition. And Hexagon Nutrition has been very kind to us by also sponsoring the session. And a good friend of mine, Eric Caston, who is the CEO of Fuji Chemicals based out of Japan. So Eric and Vikram, they would be alternatively posing questions to random group members comprising of the advisors to the season 1 content generators. And let's actually see what's happening in Nutrify today. So I would like to welcome Vikram Kelkar and Eric Caston. Please welcome them. Are you there?
I am here, and thank you very much.
Woohoo.
Thank you, Amit, and thank you all the esteemed participants of this program.
Cool. Wonderful. So the session would begin with, so we already have the panel, and when the question is posed to the panel, take opportunity to introduce yourself, the advisors and the first content generators. I'm using the word first season because you know what? I'm already flooded with, so we have completed 100 videos on season 1, and we're going ahead with 100 videos of season 2, which is mostly the corporate world coming forward we have a mix of innovators, scientists, companies hosting these shows. So these are not, we have not generated this content. This is an industry family contribution. The content is from there. So over to you, Vikram and Eric. It's going to be fun. And I'm just going to enjoy, mute myself, and let me enjoy.
Great. So thank you, Amit. Welcome, Eric, to be the host along with me. So just to get started, I would like to have a quick introduction about the company that I come from, Hexagon Nutrition. So Hexagon Nutrition is proud to associate with Nutrify Today for the world's first nutraceutical video magazine. We at Hexagon Nutrition aim to provide a one-stop solution for all the nutritional needs, and we call ourselves a complete nutrition solution provider. Hexagon Nutrition is committed to delivering creative solutions to the global problem of malnutrition that is prevalent worldwide. Our company operates through 3 business verticals: the micronutrient premixes, the clinical nutrition, and therapeutic nutrition. We offer micronutrient premixes developed for various food applications, thus bringing innovative solutions to the global problem of hidden hunger. Hexagon Nutrition is a global research-oriented organization engaged in formulating, manufacturing, and marketing nutraceutical products. We have 3 state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities in India. Having said about my organization, it also focuses on the objective of the first 1,000 days. As we go along, we know undernutrition can cause permanent harm to the physical growth and cognitive development of a child if not addressed on time. Hexagon Nutrition supports the Indian government's initiative to address child undernutrition, especially to scale up the accessibility to evidence-based high-impact nutrition initiatives to break the intergenerational cycle of undernutrition. We are an Indian nutraceutical company strongly supporting Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative by our Honorable Prime Minister and exporting our products to 72 countries and leveraging our flagship products. And with this legacy, we would also like to mention our leadership role in supporting the first 1,000 days, committing to the growth of global Nutra innovators through Nutrify Today worldwide. And with this, I would like to wish the entire team of Nutrify Today a great luck for their show, and the concept is unique and we are in support with the entire Nutra innovators worldwide. All the very best. So before I hand over to Eric, Eric, would you like to introduce yourself and then we go with the questions, or should I?
Thank you, Vikram. I'll just do a very short introduction. Everyone, my name is Eric Kasten. I'm a general manager for Fuji Chemical Industries nutraceutical business in the Asia Pacific region, originally from the United States, but I've been lucky enough to live in Japan for the last 20 years. I'm coming to you today from Tokyo. Just like to say, I'm really just too honored to be one of the co-hosts for the Nutrify Today launch and to have the opportunity to ask a few questions from the advisory panel, which, as you'll see, really has some deep experience in the food and supplement industry, medicine, nutrition, marketing, and more. Actually, I think this show might be my most exciting Friday night that I've had for the last 12 to 13 months. So I'm pretty excited about it. Looking forward to getting it started. Vikram, I'll turn it back over to you for the first questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. So I would like to first go with Dr. Somdatta. Are you there? So Dr. Somdatta is the CEO of Acidus Global, an online sales engine, and also owns a Nutra portfolio called as Biotivia, with offices in US, Dubai, India, and Philippines. Her show is named Breaking Barriers. Most of her shows are focused around innovations, opportunities, and collaboration worldwide. So just like Hexagon Nutrition is a showcase of successful entrepreneurship, and we always respect and support entrepreneurship, I understand that you have done great in your entrepreneurship journey. So congratulations. And I'm very keen to know what is the message you are driving at your show, Breaking Barriers. Over to you, Dr. Somdatta.
Vikram, thank you so much. And Amit and the entire Nutrify Today and the Nutrify India team, what a phenomenal job. And it's such an honor and such a privilege to be a part of this ecosystem and this journey. And I can also vouch and say, before Vikram, I answer your question, is that I'm one of the beneficiaries of this ecosystem, which has been thriving since February 2020. And I've not only got a chance to collaborate with some of the biggest and the brightest minds in the industry, but Asidus at large has been able to provide a lot of value through these collaboration. So Vikram, a woman entrepreneur, the moment you say entrepreneurship, it's often a male-dominated bastion, and women are often breaking glass ceilings, right? And I have been a serial entrepreneur and an angel investor over the last 16 years of my life. I became an entrepreneur when I was 16. My journey has always been about breaking barriers, proving and scaling and showcasing that once you put your mind into something, impossible is nothing. So the show is going to focus on trying to elevate different concepts, breaking myths, talking about ideologies that are actually going to make nutrition global. See, gone are the days in 2020, India is no longer just a supplier of raw material to the rest of the world. India is now in the forefront of innovation, is in the forefront of acceleration, and we see that our leadership is now driving some of the biggest companies across the world, men and women alike. So breaking barriers is going to be trying to get minds together so that there are opportunities for collaboration, there is opportunities for global concepts, and there is opportunities for innovation that goes beyond just India or specific to one geography. Just like Asidus, while we are global, the idea of breaking barriers is making ideas global. Thank you for the opportunity, Vikram, to share what the show is all about.
Thank you. That was interesting.
Great, and I'll take the next question. My question is for Yoni Glickman, CEO of Dreamtime, previously president of Frutarom IFF Natural Solutions. Yoni, you can hear me okay?
Hi, Eric. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So the question for you is, how do you foresee Nutrify Today becoming a central hub for video content of nutraceuticals? And importantly, how can the platform provide opportunities for small players to reach out to a larger audience?
I think that the second point is really critical in the way that I see this platform. What we're seeing is a huge amount of innovation in this space. I think both in India and globally, many companies which are starting to bring new innovation, new ideas, new concepts, and they, desperately need a place to be able to disseminate their information and their innovation in a fashion which I think will help them scale, which help them bring them size. So, this can be a fantastic platform for those kind of companies to be able to create an immediate audience with, the players in the ecosystem, whether they're investors, corporates, other entrepreneurs, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully going forward, I'm sure that going forward, we will see this as being a very, very significant platform to disseminate additional information within the ecosystem in a manner which is very, very user-friendly. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing this develop into.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric. Have a good evening in Tokyo.
I will do that.
Great. So I'll move on to Marco Lotti. He's the founder of Altro Innovations Switzerland. He's a serial technopreneur, and his recent innovation in personalized nutrition device is a personalized nutrition device. His show is named Nutrition Horizons. The show will take a journey into innovators' world and then the validation talk show through industry authorities. So Marco, your show is named Nutrition Horizons, and I learned that you have got some real good innovators and validators on your show. Please share more about your show with us today. Thank you.
Hi, first of all, thank you for having me. Good day to everyone. My family name is Yotti with the I, but it's a very common mistake, so there is no surprise in that. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot about conversations.
Qua è quello che ho incontrato.
Yes. right? So I keep going. The show, which, I mean, show is a big word, as it's mostly about, you know, having conversation with people in the industry. The type of approach that I'm trying to have is to make it simple to digest, because I think in between the industry, we like to sometimes maybe to complicate a lot of things, and then it's difficult to understand for the consumers. And in this way, I'm just trying to do something that is really digestible, because at the end of the day, if you're not able to send the message out, then, you know, there is no reason why we're working so hard in making something good. So who are the people who are hosted in there? First of all, people I enjoy speaking with, because I think when you have a conversation, you want to have a good conversation. People that have a mindset of trying to change things where it matters, mostly on the two things that are connect with what I've done so far, which probably is not much, but it's mostly on personalizing nutrition. So getting the right product to the right people. And the second part is being sustainable. It's very important what, you know, if we take the word health, which is very kind to me, living healthy is not just living healthy ourselves, you know, but it's also health for the planet. So, you know, if you look into the interview, these are the two part that you will feel mostly about it.
Interesting.
Great, Marco, you're lucky you get 2 questions in a row. This time is a question for you in your position as an expert advisor for Nutrify Today. And we know you've been a great driver and proponent, as you just mentioned, of personalized nutrition. And the question is, how do you see Nutrify, the Nutrify Today channel being able to help innovators in that personalized nutrition space?
Every time I hear experts, I feel old. So I prefer to define myself as a seeker rather than an expert, in the sense, you know, jokes aside, in the sense that I think there is a lot to still understand when it comes to nutrition. It's a very complex matter. It takes inside, you know, I heard before someone saying, you know, there is not one solution that fits all, which is, you know, how we work, how our body work. We are influenced by, you know, even if we think about ourselves as individual, we are not. You know, we have a microflora, we have other bacteria around us, so and they interact with ourselves, and then we interact with the natures around and the people. So every day of our day is different. We do different things. You know, we eat different things, and you know, it's a follow-up that needs to have all this data in. So what I'm trying to do in my life choices of working to promote and make understandable personalized nutrition is to make it actionable, because it's difficult, the part of making it actionable, because of all this, you know, open questions and parameters that we have to take into considerations. I think that the role of you know, Nutrify Today and any type of channel want to speak about this subject is to create awareness and consciousness in people, because you know, if you, once again, if you create the best of the product, but then you cannot have the conversations on the topic because it's not understood, then it's difficult to you know, divide good solution from, you know, snake oil or anything. It's I come from food, so food and beverage. That's how I approach a bit the thing, and probably my ignorance on the topic of nutraceutical when I joined the industry a few years ago helped me in looking at it in a bit different way, you know, just trying to understand what makes sense. And you know, what I noticed is it's really a marketing-driven industry, and you know, the person who screams louder or the person who is spending more money on something, and that's not right. You know, we should try to make the filter should be about what matters and what makes sense for me and as an individual in my lifestyle, etc. So, you know, to make it short, really this part of creating consciousness about the topic, it's quite important.
Excellent, thank you. And I think that really resonates with the responsible nutrition pledge that we just did before. So I really appreciate those comments. Back to you, Vikram.
Thank you, Eric. So I'll move to Sheldon Baker. Hi, Sheldon.
Hello there.
Yeah. So Sheldon is the CEO of Baker Dillon Group in USA. It's a nutrition industry-focused marketing and communication company. His show is named Open for Business. The show is about all aspects of the US market entry. So my question is, well, the US is the largest nutrition market in the world, and it's kind of complicated too. Your show, Open for Business, has been on high interest amongst companies looking at USA, including companies like ours. So what areas are you covering in your show?
Thank you, Vikram. Appreciate the opportunity to be here and the nice warm introduction. Thank you to Nutrify Today and Amit for allowing me to be part of this great endeavor that he has created over the past year. When Amit approached me, he recommended 8 topics, and I reviewed those and said, I think we're missing a couple of areas of interest. So 8 became 10, and very quickly I began to assemble a number of experts in the U.S. nutraceutical industry, people that I've known for years, people that I respect in various aspects of the industry business and the category that we all work in. And you know, I work a lot with global companies who are bringing product and have been bringing product into the U.S. For a number of years. I've worked in the industry for about 30 years, actually a little over 30 years, and have been affiliated with companies who've either been based here and brought in products from other parts of the world, and companies who are based in other parts of the world entering the U.S. market. So I feel I have a very good grasp of what it takes to generate a platform and exposure for a company and for their products. So we looked at, as I say, a number of different areas that might be of interest, and things like, first of all, understanding, just a general understanding of the U.S. nutraceutical market, and especially from an ingredient standpoint, because there certainly are a lot of companies that I get contacted by who are just into the ingredient side of the business. We then looked at some other areas, working with an ingredients distributor. So how do you get your product out there to the marketplace? How do you get it known? So the ins and outs of working with a distributor and the necessity of working with the distributor. We also looked at working with brokers and distributors for retail products. The U.S. is as I like to say, a different breed of cat from other countries, and so there's a lot of again, ins and outs there of getting a product on the store shelf, whether it be health food stores or large retail chains, pharmacy chains, for example, Whole Foods, for those of you who know that chain. We looked at the economics of U.S. digital marketing in the U.S. We also took another look at, from a different standpoint, of online marketing, of both social media and paid content marketing of products, talking to some experts from one of the leading retail companies. A few other areas of interest. I did a couple of case studies, what I called verbal case studies of work that I had developed on behalf of 2 different clients. One very recently, one as of late last year, 2020, and one that went back a few more years, working with a very large Japanese-based company that's pharmaceutical in other areas, and of course nutraceutical here in the U.S. And then we also talked to, I also interviewed two people who are with a very well-respected law firm in the U.S. in the nutraceutical industry. We looked at the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration legalities of selling products online, because there certainly are guidelines there, and also just overall the regulatory issues that affect the industry. So that's a quick look, quick snapshot at some of the topics we'll be covering in Open for Business.
All the best, Sheldon.
Thank you.
Over to you, Eric.
Great. My next question was for one of the pillars of the nutraceutical industry, Mr. Sanjay Mariwala, Executive Chairman of OmniActive Health Technologies. Not sure if Sanjay was able to connect with us. Are you there, Sanjay?
He did mention that he's there. He's there? Yeah, he's there. Mr. Sanjay, you might be on mute. Okay.
I'm not seeing him here, so maybe we could move to Vikram's next question.
Move ahead because
I'll catch him at the end for sure.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Right. So I'll move on to Dr. Ritu Santwani. Hi, Ritu.
Yeah, hello everyone.
Yeah, good. So Dr. Ritu Santwani is a leading gynecologist from Pune, India. Her show is named Experts at the Rate Dr. Ritu. Her talk show is focused around women health and nutrition. So first of all, I'm highly impressed that busy doctors like you are sparing time for creating 8 episodes of show. It's very inspiring to see your contributions to the nutraceutical industry. And Experts at Dr. Ritu show indicates that you have managed to get leading experts on your show. So what would your show be like?
Yeah, hello everyone. First of all, I want to congratulate Amit ji and happy birthday to Nutrify India. So greetings to everyone from India. Yeah, when I was approached by Amit ji for this, what pulls me that once he told me that the role of the nutrition in different aspects of the woman life, this portion is actually not being addressed in the general mass. So with this focus, I think Vikram, you agree with me, the one who manages all, her health should be a priority. Hope Vikram, yes. So with this motto only, I started inviting the experts from my own fraternity across the globe. So I'm very delighted that so many experts have accepted my invitation on a first call only. But getting the stalwarts into the show from their tight schedule was not a piece of cake. So that's very difficult. It's a matter of schedule to get them on board. So I'm very, very much thankful to Amitji and Nutrify team. We have shooted some shows at midnight, some in the early morning. So I am sure by this show, the general mass will be definitely benefited, and my pledge to awareness of this responsible nutrition will be successful.
Great. All the best, Ritu. Best wishes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Over to you, Eric.
Thank you. And we're going to take you now to Hong Kong with a question for Mr. R.V. Venkatesh, Managing Director at Gencor. Venkatesh, how are you?
Fine, Eric. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So Gencor, your company has been in the news recently for innovations, acquisitions, expansion, even as COVID-19 has brought new dynamics and ways of doing business. The question for you is, how do digital platforms that are aggregators and content generators like Nutrify Today, how do those help companies like Gencor?
There'll be a huge help to us, and they have been a huge help to us, whatever platform we've been using, because traditionally you go out, meet people, you go to shows, get ideas, look for innovations, look for new startups, look to see who's doing what. And that's been the traditional way of brainstorming, generating ideas, generating contacts, and understanding what's happening and what are the trends that drive the industry. But now, thanks to COVID, everybody's sitting at home and working like what I'm doing right now on a Friday night out here. So at that point of time, aggregators and digital platforms like Nutrify India and multiple other platforms provide us the time and the data to sit and look at who's doing what. What's the new trend in the industry? What are the new innovations coming up? what new science is happening. It's everything in a nutshell. So a mini version of Google designed only for the industry. And I think that fantastic effort done by Amit and his team. Congratulations to you, Amit, and happy birthday to the Nutrify India team. So it really helped us to keep tabs with what's happening. And one of the key things in our company is that innovation. That's the first focus always, and trends and new technologies. It has helped us to keep abreast of all these three, sitting at home and actually forming a one-to-one partnership through the links that come through such platforms, where people are also having time to spend to talk to you. And I do find that actually time management is pretty good and the quality time has increased. When you're on a trade show, you might have a few meetings, but out of say 12 hours you spend there, you might have 2-3 hours of good meetings, and the rest of the time is what we call as card collection calls. So here you're able to focus and you're able to interact with people. And I find that there is more value addition and more exchange of information. And more sense of personal feeling when you do a one-to-one interaction where there's serious interest from both sides. You know that unless you're serious and they're serious, you're not going to be interacting. So that does help us to separate the grain from the chaff and really focus our attention on what's essentially needed to develop the business and to innovate.
Excellent. Well said. Thank you so much, Venkatesh.
I would just chip in for a second, Vikram. My Fitbit team was after my life that they want to distribute yet another 2 Fitbits. So we would just take a minute break to distribute Fitbit. Would love to see Eric. You can also participate.
Hey, what's that?
Okay, yeah.
By the way, anyone and everyone can participate. So Aditi, the Fitbit team, can you just take this over?
Yes, sure. So all the participants, please get on to the website www.nutrifytoday.com and click on to this site, the menu bar, and go to the quiz. So the question is, which statement is true about functional foods? They are concentrated forms of food-derived nutrients. They are not intended to be food or meal replacements. These are taken in addition to daily food consumption for perceived health benefits. These may include foods that have been either enriched or fortified to restore pre-processed nutrient levels. So let's see who's the winner. And the winner is Sushmita. Congratulations, Sushmita, on your Fitbit Versa 2. Stay tuned, guys. And let's move on to the next question. Everybody, please get on to Nutrify Today and click on to the menu. Go to the quiz. And the next question is, who won the Nobel Prize for discovering importance of vitamins in health and disease prevention? The answer is the fastest finger first is winner is Pinaka. Congratulations, Pinaka, on your Fitbit Versa 2. Amit sir, over to you.
Thank you. Vikram, please, over to you. We can proceed.
Yeah, sure. So moving to Dr. Narendra Malhotra. Hi there.
Hi.
So Dr. Narendra Malhotra is a global authority in gynecology and owns a gynecology hospital in Agra. His show is named Chai with NM. Nice short form. His show will take you across a series of humorous sessions with different experts in nutrition. So Dr. Malhotra, you are a celebrity doctor of India, and to be at Nutrify Today channel is coming together of 2 legends indeed. I like the name of your show, Chai with NM, and I'm guessing that it's going to be humorous, entertaining, and yet informative. Please share something about your show.
So first of all, congratulations to Nutrify Today for the anniversary and for the launch of this wonderful, wonderful channel. Congratulations, Amit, and the whole team. Now, the concept of chai with NM came from the very popular show Coffee with Karan of Bollywood. The Coffee with Karan was all gossip and everything, and even the language and everything. So, but the idea came from there. And the chai with NM is all about a problem which will be solved by the expert with a lot of spice and salt added in it. And these problems will be on nutrition, obesity, acne, vitamin D, vitamin B12, Vitamania as a whole. And finally, it will end with chai and coffee with the last episode. So see you every Thursday or Friday, whenever it's going to be scheduled, with chai in NM. Chai is good. Tea is good for your health, and that is what we're going to show. What else is good for your health? Added with a lot of sugar and spice. So that is what my show is going to be. Be there to watch it.
Great, great. I can sense the humor right away. So look forward to your show. Over to you, Eric.
Great. We're going to go back to Sheldon Baker, CEO of Baker Dillon. Sheldon, this time it's a question for you as an expert advisor. And we've heard from Amit. It's really amazing that you've been, supporting Nutrify Today in such a full way, being an advisor, even hosting a show. Again, just on behalf of Nutrify Today, congratulations and thank you. The question is, what did you see in Nutrify Today that inspired you to contribute to building and supporting the platform?
Thank you, Eric. Great question. I really have to go back to a starting point of Nutrify India. Perusing LinkedIn one day, I came across Nutrify India, and wearing my journalist hat for just a little bit, I saw an interesting story here about how this organization was working with the nutraceutical industry at various levels, both from a sort of acting as what I would call a quasi-trade group in India, a venture capitalist fund group, not only for companies based in India, but other parts of the world as well, and certainly coming into the US, and all very interesting areas of doing business. And so with that in mind, I approached Amit about doing an interview with me for Nutraceuticals World magazine. He jumped at the opportunity and developed that interview. It was published late last year, 2020. And the information that he provided was so in-depth, so interesting, that it made me want to know more and want to share more with the nutraceutical marketplace, especially here in the US. And he was all for that. So I took that information that he provided, again, for the Nutraceuticals World magazine interview, and developed more of a short feature piece about the work he was doing and the work that Nutrify India was doing. And distributed that to several publications, and the response from journalists, not only in the US, but some other parts of the world as well, UK, the Netherlands, for example, was tremendous. Also India, eventually, with a piece that I had developed. And from there, the relationship just continued to blossom to where we are today with Nutrify Today. It was kind of that combination of being a journalist, being a brand marketing advisor to global companies, and Amit has also served really as a mentor to me, if you will, about working with some companies in both India as well as in the Far East, in the Asian area. So, great information, a great approach to doing business in the industry, a great responsible approach to doing industry, and that's what drew me to it. Amit drew me to it. And I look forward to developing that relationship even more as we go further here into 2021 and beyond. So thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that story of the beginnings. That's great to hear. Vikram, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you. So I'll move to Dr. Vikram Munshi. Hi, Vikram.
Hi, Vikram.
Same name. So Dr. Vikram Munshi is the founder of White Space Consulting. He consults pharma and nutra companies with the RX route. He has his clientele spread across the world with blue chip MNCs as his company's clientele. His show is Nutra Gym. In this show, he will take us across the journey of building brands in the ethical marketing. That's interesting. Vikram, you and I make Vikram square. That is Vikram raised to the power of 2, isn't it?
True.
Yeah. So, and I like the name Nutra Gym. So that's the name of your show. And what muscles do you wish to build in this Nutra Gym?
Okay. First, a vote of thanks to Amit and Nutrify India for this show. It's actually a pleasure, and I've whatever little I've been associated, it's been very inspiring the way everybody has contributed, and Amit and Nutrify has built up in the last 1 year. Now coming to your question, which muscle? It is a marketing strategy muscle. And let me tell you why the marketing strategy muscle. I come from a predominantly pharma background. So when I set up my consulting 10 years back, having worked in India, don't have clients across the world, India, Middle East, a little bit of Southeast Asia, and even Indian subcontinent. There's one thing which is common. We spent a lot of thought and money and investments in deciding what products should we bring to manufacture those products. But we don't invest in building strategy or building brands. Somewhere we become penny-wise, pound foolish, or we don't know how to do it. It's a big gap. And any product, any investment, to make it become a brand, then the brand becomes an asset, right? And the purpose, like I call it Nutra Gym, is that if you get into a gym without a skilled trainer telling you what is to be done, maybe one will end up doing more harm than good. So the purpose of this show is to get, now strategy is such a word, a broad word, that everybody can talk about strategy. And there's a lot of knowledge available. Marketing, everybody can talk about marketing. So my endeavor is to get people, coaches who have been there, done it, so that we learn from their mistakes and just some sound bites, avoid certain mistakes, declutter. How do you think about strategy? How do you think about brand, right? And maybe that can help any person, whether it's an entrepreneur, whether it's any person, help save maybe millions of dollars. So it's basically the marketing strategy muscle, which needs to be strengthened. And that's what Nutrigen is about.
Great. No, I fully understand what a Herculean task it is to build a brand for any company. So all the best. And what you...
The thought came even from the chairman of Hexagon.
Really?
Yes. He said, as entrepreneurs also, he said that, we spend so much in marketing, we spend so much in developing the product, manufacturing, but somewhere the marketing, we get, a bit swayed.
Wow, this is news to me. Thank you for sharing. Okay, over to you, Eric.
Thank you very much. My next question, I'd like to go to Rachel Yarkoni, founder and CEO at MyAir. Rachel, how are you, and where are you joining us from today? And you might be on mute, I think, Rachel.
Oh, sorry. Is that okay right now? I'm sorry, apologize.
Excellent. So, Rachel, you have experience that's ranging from the C-suite executive of blue chip MNC. You've got an exciting startup there at MyAir, and now you're being a part of on the advisory board of another startup in Nutrify Today. So the question is, what inspired you to be on the advisory board, and what drives you to support this Nutrify Today project?
So, I fell in love with the fascinating food industry almost 20 years ago when I had some consultancy projects for Nestle, the leading food corporate in the world. And today, when I myself, an entrepreneur, the founder and CEO of a smart food small startup, it's important for me to contribute to both sides of the industry, corporate, mid-sized businesses, and of course, small startups. So joining Nutrify today is important, as I believe that this platform enables and empowers businesses networking among entrepreneurs, small to mid-sized businesses with big companies, and sharing knowledge is always so important. At the end of the day, we all start from data, and data is power. And if we can share our data, expertise, innovative solutions, it will help us all to promote the food industry in the world.
Great. Rachel, thank you so much. Vikram, I will send it back to you.
Right. So I would move to my question to a graceful lady, Nazneen Hussain. Hi, Nazneen.
Hi, Vikram.
Good to see you.
Yes, thank you.
So Nazneen, to introduce her, she's India's leading dietitian and active member of Indian Dietetics Association. Her show is named Nutrition Matters with Nazneen. She will take us through a journey of different aspects of nutrition and nutraceuticals by interacting with the leading dietitians of India. So my question for Nazneen is, you are a big name in India when it comes to nutrition, and indeed it is. So in Nutrition Matters with Nazneen, what do you bring to the industry in your show?
Thanks, Vikram, for your question. And at the onset, a big congratulations to Nutrify Today. I think I've been known Amitji since the past 4 years, and I've seen his vision grow each day. And for all of it to be translated into this, I think it's truly phenomenal. And my show, Nutrition Matters with Nazneen, is actually a huge attempt to bring in a lot of nutrition literacy, because us as nutritionists see patients, clients each day, and we see that there is a huge gap between, whatever science is there and what people actually understand. So the aim of my show is to, decode nutrition into simplified versions to help consumers, patients, clients understand what is the missing gap and how they can actually adapt these guidelines in their day-to-day diets and get a daily translation. Also, it is also a reverse way around, because us as nutritionists understand that there is a lot of need, and sometimes which the industry may not really understand. So it's also bridging it back to the industry. So it's a two-way communication, and the show really aims to make nutrition extremely simple with a lot of experts who will talk simple language and get nutrition going, get people to understand nutraceuticals better, functional foods better in every capacity. So yeah, I'm really excited, and everything which matters in nutrition is important, and that's where you should go ahead and see Nutrition Matters, and I look forward to seeing you all on my show. Thank you.
Wonderful, Nazneen. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your views. Over to you, Eric.
Great. I have a question for Anand Swaroop, CEO of Cefam Incorporated. Anand, how are you, and where are you joining us from today?
I'm fine. Hello, everyone. I'm joining you guys from New Jersey today.
Excellent. Well, we have a U.S.-related question for you. That is the U.S. Nutri industry ready to use and leverage platforms like Nutrify Today?
Nutrify Today is, in my opinion, is a great platform. As you know, the nutrition is the industry. People buy nutrition products basically based on trust and cultural values, and they buy it out of their discretionary income. It's not covered by insurance or anything else. So they're really spending their hard-earned dollars on buying the bottle of supplement. And it's very important to bring all the stakeholders on the same page. So be it a supplier from India or Far East or any other part of the world, where the products are coming to make the final pills over here. So we need to bring everybody on the same page, a same platform where we can interact and then talk to these people and figure out that they're just not a part of a marketing brochure. They are stakeholders and they're equal stakes in this entire business. So it's a great effort in that side. Secondly, in nutrition, as you know, not many top dollars are coming in the research. So we need to basically reach out to people who are innovating. And in this case, it's very hard to find people who are innovating in their small corners of the world. And a platform like that, where we can interact and talk to these people. And actually, innovation is always a two-way street. You are innovating in your corner, but you don't know where the market is going. So it's a great effort where we can talk to each other. We can give our direction or kind of our thought process and learn from each other and actually work towards the same goal that we are going to make a better nutrition future, to make prevention the main thing for the entire health self-care industry.
Great. Anand, thank you so much for those insights. Much appreciated. Vikram?
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. So now we come to the next gentleman, Dr. R.D. Smartha, and he's a leading consultant in pharma and Nutra industry. He's also on the board of HARSA. His show will focus on innovation and entrepreneurship. So Dr. Smartha, it's a pleasure to ask a question to you because normally you are the ones who is asking questions to everyone. So my question is that your company Interlink has been in the marketplace for over 30 years, consulting pharma and Nutra companies with focus on prescription route. Your show NutraBytes, is it news or is it business tips or what exactly it is?
Well, Vikram, I think let me first tell all of you that I'm really thrilled to really be on this particular show, on this particular Nutrify Today platform. It's a caterpillar, it's my caterpillar, it's our caterpillar. I think we need to strengthen the whole thing. And I'm so lucky to be with all of you that I can share the thoughts which I have. In fact, Vikram, I like innovation. I like inquisitiveness, and I like to be relevant. Last 36 years, I have been in consultancy in India. We are pioneering consultancy. Only 2 consultancies are remaining out of all the 6 consultancies we had. Tata Consultancy and ourselves, Interlink. It's because of a very simple reason we are relevant. We are inquisitive. We are innovative. And similarly, we also help companies really enter, give the entry strategy, strategic direction to them, how transform them, empower them, and also make them on their own. Now, if you look at myself and Amit together, I think we have common things like innovation. You have seen the innovation which he has created today with Nutrify India and now Nutrify Today. You see the innovation and the kind of thoughts he has. He's bubbling with the thoughts of new things and new things. I think that's it. Similarly, I would like to also take up from Dr. Malhotra, who has said about tea or chai. I think that's what I take it up from there. And I say, my show, as you asked me to say about something about the show, is NutraBytes. So after tea, bites come in. So in fact, I cannot give you tea or coffee, but I can give you bites. But these bites are very, very wonderful bites. 20 minutes bite. It's not lunch, it's not dinner, it's bite. Now, this bite is proposed to have a very clear, evidence-based, forward-looking value creation. What I mean by evidence-based, forward-looking for tomorrow, and also giving a value creation, creating a business from a number of places. And I have been so amazed, Vikram, to see the kind of depth, the kind of words which are available to us, and also the wisdom, pearls of wisdom. And I would like to really gather them as well as give them to all those who are listening to. Even an experienced, successful businessman has to learn from these people. I'm so lucky, so happy that whatever needs to be done in terms of really giving, is it a news? Yes, it's a news. For those people who don't know what they have done, one of the persons which I think Amit has said in the beginning is Nanoveda. You don't know what Nanoveda means? Climbing the rocks all over the world and making a very big image for himself. Similarly, we have number of things available to us which are useful for every nutraceutical business. I think that's the very clear definition of mine, and I'm enjoying, I'm learning, and I would like to make others learn through these pearls of wisdom. A lot of wisdom is there, science-based. What you need to be there, one simple, let's say, byline, be passionate, be innovative, and be there for tomorrow and today. Thank you. Thank you, Vikram.
Wonderful, Dr. Smarta. Having known you for years and your years of wisdom, I feel that veterans like you are really required to guide our Indian nutraceutical industry. Thank you for being there.
Thank you.
That's all from my side. Eric, do you have any more questions?
I believe I have asked all my questions. I think we can send it back to Amit.
Great.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. You know what? We have, and I take that blame, but we have crossed the time. We are running late by 24 minutes. So here's the thing. I am not going to talk too much on vote of thanks because the story has just started and I cannot just end it by giving vote of thanks. What I would recommend here is two things. One, once again, we are launching International Conference on Responsible Nutrition in the city of Hyderabad, India in the month of November. And I look forward to see you there. And at the same time, so here's my confession. So those who are running tight on time schedule can certainly log off. But then those who have time can continue on the quiz. But this brings us to the end of the show, and it's been amazing. And I'm like thrilled. I couldn't have got a better advisory board. I couldn't have gotten better season 1 content generator, because you remember the first season, the first show is always a tough one. I'm sure now I have got a whole line of corporates behind me saying, can we develop content for you? Yes, I know it's going to be getting big, but it's the first people who make the difference. And thanks a ton to all of you. I don't have words. So if you can get the feelings, feel my radiation of feelings. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you for being here. And the participants, the last quiz for the evening, let's attend it. Can everybody see my screen?
No.
Here we go. And everybody, please get on to the website www.nutrify.com and click on the quiz. And the last quiz for the day is, according to the dietary guidelines for Americans, you should focus on dash as you plan your eating pattern: rich calories, NDA, variety, nutrient density and amount, saturated fat, proteins, and probiotics. And the winner is, congratulations, Lakshmi, and you win the Fitbit Versa 2. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being the part of the launch of the world's first video nutraceutical magazine, Nutrify Today. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you.
Amit ji, can I say something?
Sure, please go ahead.
Yeah, so before we wind up, thank you once again, Amit ji, and big congratulations to you. So Nutrify Today rocks. 3 cheers.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Once again, those who want to continue playing, Fitbit is around, but then those who have a hard stop, feel free to go ahead with the other meeting. And thank you really very much.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Amit. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations for the big launch.
Good morning, good day, good evening, good night.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you very much.
Goodbye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you, Amit. Bye. Good night. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Excellent show. I just got a review from the most critic. I got the most difficult critic